But as you can see off to our west, we do have this cold front moving into the viewing area that's bringing that colder, more fall-like temperatures. Speaking of, we've got our good old fall meter right here. So, of course, what comes before the first day of fall? It's Earth, Wind, and Fire Day. So do you remember? Of course we do. And then we got to dust off that flannel, and we do have some sweater weather right there as well. Be sure to wash those because I know they've been sitting in your closet for the past 9 months. So let's spruce those up a little bit. Looking at our next 12 hours here, we're going to be in the 70s at 10 o'clock, 75. Then we will go down through tonight into the 60s, and we will actually start tomorrow in the high 50s. If it does want to build up to be an actual hurricane, one cool thing about it is the center of low is actually out here. It's not, this is all convection. So this is all going to be rain, wind, clouds. So that's where the bulk of the storm. The low is right here. So there's no real eye with this storm yet, and that's due to upper air winds that is pushing all those clouds and rain out of the way. If you don't have anything going on tomorrow, from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, we're going to have the light up downtown over on Walnut Street. It'll be a good time. They're going to light the tree. Santa Claus is going to be there, so that'll be a good time. Might as well get a cup of Joe as well. It'll be a good time for all. So your forecast for that will be 32 degrees, mostly clear conditions with that south wind not really playing that big of a factor. Now, we do have another installment of weather whiplash, except this time it's not cooling down. It's warming up, which is a little unusual for this time of year. Our high today was actually 54 degrees, which is normal for this time of year. Tomorrow we're warming up to 70 degrees, and you may ask yourself, why is that just happening out of the blue? It's because of these breezy conditions. Yeah, as we take a look outside right now, we are seeing those nice, cool, crisp fall temperatures. Here in Muncie, we'll be at 57, 62 in Indianapolis. Terre Haute's going to be at 56 degrees as well. Well, I want everybody to pay attention down here in Richmond. As we put this forward, as the morning progressive, look at that. 0.3 miles of visibility in Richmond tomorrow morning. So you really want to take your time. That's really, really dense fog. So you want to put those low beams on, not the high beams. And you want to make sure you have plenty of distance between you and the car in front of you. So looking at our mid-7 day, we're going to be dealing with that fog tomorrow. Windy conditions. The rain does return for Saturday. And we're back into the high 60s, low 70s for the week ahead. So those robots should have plenty of nice weather to roam around campus.
And you know what? I'll take 70-degree weather. It's not too cold. It's not too hot.
It's beautiful.
It's perfect.
It is.
You see, I'm going to be the opposite here. It's November. I'm about to get my Christmas tree out. I want the colder weather.
Christmas tree.
Yes, I'm one of those. I'm one of those that has my Christmas tree out.
You got to have Turkey Day. As soon as Turkey Day is over, Black Friday a little bit, then Christmas.
I disagree, but I will say this is a good weather to hang those Christmas lights.
It is.
You know what?
There is nothing worse than hanging Christmas lights in the snow.
Cold.
That is true.
Exactly.
Is
So now's the perfect time. So you got to think ahead just a little bit.
And then just dropping them and having to find,
It's perfect.
Horror stories I have from that.
All right. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks so much. Now, in just a couple.
Good evening. I'm weather forecaster Jack Van Meter, and welcome back. As we take a step outside right now, you're going to notice it's quite cold right now. So if we go ahead and take a look at our map here, it'll be 30 degrees here in Muncie, 29 degrees in Indianapolis, and 30 degrees again in Terre Haute. However, once you factor in those wind chill temperatures, it gets even colder there. So here in Muncie, we'll be at 20 degrees, but look at Kokomo at 16 degrees there. So that's very, very cold. So when you leave out tonight, you want to be sure to put on that coat, hat, and gloves, the whole 9 yards, because you're going to feel it, and it's also going to feel like that as well. Looking at our current radar right now, we are seeing quite a bit of snow around the area. We're seeing a decent chunk here in Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan as well. So let's zoom in and talk about it just a little bit here. Here in the viewing area here in Muncie, we can see these snow showers are moving out of the area, through and out of the area. Should be gone around midnight tonight. We're going to see those moving out. Not a lot of precip from that as well. Just flurries. It actually looks very nice. But I would like to actually talk about South Bend a little bit, because we're seeing some lake effect snow coming here, and all that is a lot of cold air going over the lake, which is warm water. So all that warm air is rising, condensing, and pretty much just unloading once it gets onto land here. So South Bend between now and tomorrow is actually going to get around 6 inches of snow. So it's quite significant snowfall from lake effect there. However, we're not going to have to worry about any of that here in Muncie. So looking at tonight's forecast, we're going to be low cool at 26 degrees for a low. We're going to see those snow showers, and we do have half an inch of accumulation. Now, we're not going to have anything more than that. It's because, our ground isn't frozen yet, so it can't hold all that snow. It's just going to pretty much melt immediately tonight and tomorrow as well, with those calm winds from the west at 10 miles an hour. Now, looking at our almanac, you can see that our high today was only 38 degrees. Our average high for this time of year is 53 degrees, so we are a lot cooler. We're obviously in a cold sector, just a cold section right now. We are going to be warming up just a little bit into next week, so that'll be kind of nice. But obviously, we're far away from that record high we set back in 1971. So looking at tomorrow's forecast, it's pretty much gray tomorrow. We're going to be warming up to a nice 34 degrees there with those winds from the west-southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. But look at this. So this is the the temperature outlook. And as you can see, we're going to be back in average. So gray's good. Gray means, average temperatures for this time of year. So we're going to be 40, 50 degrees there, as opposed to, the plains, which are going to be above average. And of course, New England, which is going to be quite chilly over there as well. So taking a look at our 7-day forecast, as you can see from our lows on actually Friday and Saturday, it's going to be quite cold at 18 degrees and 15 degrees. So that's properly cold there. So we don't want to, you really want to be careful with those temperatures. You really want to take that seriously.
Oh, absolutely. A warm jacket,
Yep.
new coffee from that new coffee shop that's coming,
Absolutely.
and boots.
Yes, and I feel like this is a very sudden change to what that we were experiencing before. I mean, just
absolutely.
freshly, like a week or two ago, we were in the 70s.
Yeah,
So.
it is actually insane how much we are changing from, we went really, really cold, and now we're warming up back to where we should be for this time of year. We kind of got that false winter a little bit, but it would be nice to get back to normal.
Well, I'm glad. Thank